Hi, I'm Jennifer Marie Dreams, and I have created this YouTube channel in hopes to give you some inspiration towards your crafty self. Today's project is a do-it-yourself project in reviving your favorite summer dress. I will be talking about tracing, materials, and so much more. With that being said, let's get this video started. Materials that you'll need are your choice in fabric. I'm using 100% cotton today, scissors, a marking pen, pins and needles, a sewing machine, and wrapping paper that you most likely will have laying around. I'm using an old wrapping paper I bought at the Dollar Tree. These are great because they also have the grids on the inside for those who want to have a more precise fit. I found this dress at JCPenney for 25 bucks, and I am proud to say that the one I'm replicating is not even a quarter of its price. So first thing you'll want to do is turn your favorite dress wrong side out, and you'll count the sections by the finishing seams. So on my dress, I have left and right sleeve, one full front, and I ended up adding 3 panels for my skirt. And then for the back of my dress, I have one full back and again 3 panels for the back of my skirt. So second step, you'll want to trace along each piece of your favorite dress. I wanted to focus on the upper part of the dress, so I tucked in my sleeves, trace along the front, the top and bottoms. This will then create your front and back pattern. So from here, you'll want to put any modifications from the dress onto what you are now creating a pattern. So in my case of my dress, I have a steep front neckline that I went ahead and measured and placed onto my pattern. To make sure that you have a more precise fit, I will then cut along the tracing edges and fold the wrapping paper in half and then cut from there to make sure that I have a more precise fit. So as you can see, my center piece is not as accurate, which is okay because now I have a new marking for my center. On the new side, I then labeled my precise marking and my V-neck, and then I labeled my piece and placed it to the side. So in step 3, you're going to focus on the sleeves of the dress and find where your cutting or finished seams and folding edges are. You'll then take your wrapping paper and fold it in half and then line up your folded edge of your favorite dress onto the fold edge of the wrapping paper. You'll then pin your dress onto the wrapping paper and pin it in place. I went ahead and kept a huge amount of allowance on the top end of my sleeve, which made it more puffy. But if you want to have a more precise fit, then make sure that your sleeve is on the edge of the folded edge. You'll then trace and cut it in place. From there, to have a more accurate, precise fit, you'll again fold your sleeve, make sure you have a center line, and cut it more precisely to make sure that every side is even. And then I went ahead and labeled and placed it to the side. Step 4, we will work on the skirt of the dress. In my case, I have 2 rectangle panels. In my first panel, my length is going to be 10 inches down, and I will need a total of 47 inches in width that will be used to gather into a 28-inch band. So in my case, I needed to make sure I had 2 rectangle pieces that were 10 by 47 inches. This will be the front and back of my skirt. For my second panel, I will need 11 inches in length and one 90-inch in width for the front of my dress and 2 45 inches in width for the back of my dress. This will all gathered into a 47-inch band. So as you can see here, this is the back of my dress that has the 2 45-inch in width that's going to be gathered into a 47-inch band. Step 5, you're going to collect all your pieces and measurements and cut them onto your fabric. With the right sides in together, in step 6, we'll finally be able to stitch the top and sides of the upper dress. Step 7, we're going to be working on attaching the sleeves onto the dress. I went ahead and stitched and used a serger to tie up my seams. So on my sleeves I have a puffy sleeve, so I went ahead and folded in half so that I can be able to stitch a wide stitch on the upper edge of the sleeve so I can create a gather effect. I then aligned, pinned, and stitched my sleeve into the upper part of the dress. For the hem of my sleeve, I went ahead and cut 2 scrap pieces of fabric to the measurement of my upper arm, and I went ahead and gathered the edges of my sleeves and then stitched the end of the scrap pieces together so that I can create a narrow hem so that I'll be able to have a nice puffy and ruffle effect, but a nice clean and smooth edge. Step 8, we get to attach the skirt onto the front and back of the dress. This includes creating the gather, pinning it, and stitching it to place. This does take quite a bit of time, so just be a little patient and sooner or later you will get to your end point. In step 9, you'll do your final serging and hemming at the bottom of the dress, and voila, you have your completed dress. If you find this video to be inspiring or even resourceful, then hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And until next time.